Pre- and post-colonial Nigeria has been faced with a myriad of issues that are featured in bodies of literary works written by a long list of Nigerian writers, some of whom have won either local or international awards. Though Nigerian literature is known throughout the world, it appears there are still gaps that need to be filled for better recognition. One person who is a frontliner of the Nigerian literature is author, novelist, essayist, journalist, critic, and professor of African literature, Akachi Adimora-Ezeigbo. She is among the literary czars expected to headline the inaugural James Currey Literary Festival coming up in September at the University of Oxford. She joins us now via Zoom from Enugu to talk more about promoting Nigerian literature. Professor, it's good to have you join us this morning.
Thank you very much.
I want to congratulate you on your joining the tribe of Shoyinka Chebe, and even I think we have audio of him as a recipient of the Fallon Nichols Prize. How did you receive it?
I beg your pardon. Can you raise your voice a bit?
Okay. I said I wanted to congratulate you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, very clearly now.
Okay, I wanted to congratulate you on your winning this year's edition of the Fallon Nichols Prize. And I want to say, how did you take it? How did you receive it?
Well, the prize is awarded to an African writer for what the prize describes as excellence in creative writing and also contributions to freedom of expression and activism. So maybe they found my work worthy of the prize.
Back here in Nigeria,
so
Prof,
the prize is awarded annually to an African writer. The writer could come from anywhere. As you said, the people like Wole Soyinka, Nadine Gordimer, these are Nobel laureates. Now what else are there? Our own famous officer and Neo Shindare, Tanire Ojaide, they've all won this prize. It's been won by people from all over the world. Ngugi wa Thiong'o also won it some years ago. And Isidore Bewu. Many Nigerian writers have won it. Onweme and Chukwuemeka Ike, who passed on a few years ago, also won it in their time.
Congratulations.
And you remember the
Prof.
South African writer, Dennis Protos. Many distinguished African writers have won this prize.
Congratulations, Prof, once again. And we do hope and pray that you enjoy more and more exploits here on Earth, of course. But back here in Nigeria, you also had the very influential position of the board at the LNG Prize for Literature, engaging with literary minds at this time. Now, what have been your takeaways? What have been your experiences regarding appreciation of literature in Nigeria?
Well, the one thing that is clear today is that Nigerian literature is very much alive and doing well. It's amazing the number of good writers that are emerging from Nigeria. Apart from the older writers, the established writers, we have an enormous number of younger writers. And it's such a delight to us that at NLNG and at the advisory board, that our literature is doing very well. And I am sure that NLNG's, the Nigeria Prize for Literature has contributed to this. Because a lot more people are writing. They are conscious of writing well, editing their work well. So it's wonderful, and I commend it highly.
All right, Professor, one would say with the entrance of new writers, the way the literature is seen or viewed or consumed will certainly not be the same way that it used to be. In your own view, how is literature and its acceptance changing as we get along, as new people are getting on board?
Please, can you raise? I can't hear you clearly, honestly. I don't know why.
All right. Can you hear me now, Professor?
Yeah, better now, better.
Okay. I'm asking that with new entrants to young people who are coming on board and expressing themselves in the space of literature, how is it changing from what used to be in your earlier days?
Well, before we also had writers, of course. Each generation produces good writers. That you can be sure of. But maybe because more and more there are more people today, and the population is growing, so more and more people are writing. But I think that one thing that has helped is the raising of awareness of young people that they can be readers and writers. I think that more Nigerian youths are reading. It doesn't really matter what they're reading. Some of them, it's not just only literature books they are reading. They're also reading all kinds of books. And the presence of the internet, the social media, has also widened the scope for people to read. So even if you are not reading a book, you could be reading online, reading some material that may be adding to your proficiency with the language you used to write. You see, one thing is that if you are a reader, you are likely to write well, because reading expands your scope and your perspective, and it helps you to acquire the vocabulary you need to be competent in the language you're using to write. So I think all these things have come together to make it possible for younger people to even begin writing at an earlier age than maybe writers of the older generation did.
Prof, there has been some ruminations on Nigerian Literature Prize that the laureates of the Nigerian Literature Prize have never broken into prominence on the world stage, that they have not been able to translate their success with the Nigerian Prize into the world to the world attention.
Well, I don't agree with that, but one thing I want to say is the prize is not given to anybody because you have become a world-renowned writer or you are known all over the world. The basis for this prize is excellence. It may be an unknown writer. It's the books that you submit that will be judged. And NLNG, of course, wants winners to go out there, market their books, see that they are known. But what we educate here is the excellence of the particular books that are submitted. It could be a new writer writing for the first time. It could be an established writer who has been writing for many years. But what matters is not your age or where you come from in Nigeria, or whether you are known all over the world. These are not the indices. What matters is that particular work you have submitted. That's what we judge. But we hope, of course, or NLNG hopes, that writers who win this prize will go on to do more, to publish more, and to excel in future writing. And this is why NLNG takes it upon itself to promote the books. That, for instance, we have a short list of 11 right now. And soon, NLNG will start promoting these writers, their work. We want the public to buy these books and read. And when you buy these books, you will know why they were selected. And this is not to say that those books that were not selected are not good enough. That's why I'm telling you that the writing is so good now, or much better now, that it becomes a huge task to even know whom, to select and not, because sometimes you agonize over some of the books you haven't chosen. They're very good, but of course, somebody has to win, and you have to choose the best 11 this time. Soon, in September, we're going to choose, have the best 3, and then from there, a winner if possible. So this is the thing, the way it is. And we encourage these writers not just to wait for their publishers. Let them promote themselves. Let them organize reading sessions. Let them promote their books. Let them be online to find out where there are festivals or activities where writers are needed, and let them go there because they have very good work. We are very proud of them. Thank you.
I want to ruminate on your writings. You've done quite a lot of writing. Children's books, you've written about 24, non-fiction works, 31, essays, articles, so many of them. How do you get time to get all of these out?
Well, you know,
You published 50
for quite some time. So the more, the older you are, if you're lucky to be alive, some people may pass on at an early age, some at an old age. But I believe that the longer you live, you are likely to write more, especially if you are still writing. So that might have helped because, for instance, I was at the University of Lagos for over 30 years. I retired, and now I'm teaching at Alex Ekweme Federal University in Dufualike in Ebonyi State. So I have had a long time to write, and I've also been very fortunate to have a number of fellowships or awards, fellowship awards overseas. And you know, when you are there, you really have more time to write. So I started writing early, and I also am a very organized person. I know how to organize things at home and at work. And maybe these are the things that help me to write so many things. And I also wrote rapidly. For instance, I could write a children's book in a day or two.
Wow, that's really amazing and impressive. So you have this headlining event coming up in September, and of course, you know, noting your strides at Unilag, you took it upon yourself to move to Ebonyi State to mentor younger writers. What are you bringing on board? You know, as you age, we see you getting you know, more refined, finer, sweeter. Right. So what are you bringing on board to the younger generation, even with your program scheduled for September? What should the world expect from Akachi Adimora-Ezeigbo?
Oh, I have consistently tried to empower younger people, mentor them, not just in literature, but even in other areas of life. For instance, a few professors and myself from our hometown, Oga in Anambra State, we organized an annual vacation program lessons, you know, what we call vacation program. During the long vacation, August, September, we organized teaching sessions for secondary school, senior secondary school students who will be taking JAM and WAEC. And we found that we've been running this for about since 2013. And that has really increased the number of students from our place who get admission into university. So we are doing this. We usually employ teachers from secondary schools during this holiday time and then pay them. We run this program on our own. We make sacrifices. But fortunately, a rich man from our town last year saw what we are doing, and he has agreed now to help us by funding the program. So this is one of the things I do. I'm also in a committee that runs a public library in our hometown. We started it, and most of my books are there, and then books by other writers. I make sure that we stock Nigerian literature there. And then, of course, the other people in the committee, some of them are in the sciences. So we have books in all disciplines because we want our young people during the holiday to go there and read. And even during the session, the secondary schools in Oga, the teachers have a period, they allow them to go to that library and read books. So this is the kind of thing I have done. I've also helped in organizing creative writing workshops for young people who are writing. And I try also to look at what they are writing, even though now, because of how busy I am, I'm not able to edit manuscripts for students or for writers. I used to do that a lot and I wasn't charging any money. So these are the things I have done to help mentor young people. I've also given lectures on literature and writing. And you talked about the September program. Yes, that is the James Currey Literary Festival in the UK, in Oxford. And I've been invited as a speaker. So what we are doing there is to promote African literature, to promote literature. And of course, that festival also is to celebrate a well-known African literature enthusiast and one of the makers of those who helped to make African literature what it is today, James Currey, who was at Heinemann of Oxford for many years. And he was the one that started the African Writer series, which Chinua Achebe edited initially. And you know that over 280, almost 300 books were published on that level or imprint. And that was what actually established African writing. Most of our established writers, and even people who are not so established, published in that with Heinemann. So this prize, there's a prize also that has been established in his honor that will be awarded. I understand that the judges have come up with a short list. By September, the winner will be announced. Thank you.
It's quite really interesting, I must say, and we'll keep saying congratulations and many more to come, I must say. Thank you so much. We have to wrap it up here. We'll certainly be following what you're doing, and even at the event, we'll be following the development, and we'll celebrate with you and so many others who admire what you do as well. Thank you, Professor Akachi Adimora-Ezeigbo.
Thank you so much. Thank you.